Hello and a warm welcome to the 2010 Hansbury FIM World Superbike Championship. Jonathan Green reporting from round 6 from Kyalami Circuit in South Africa. Just north of Johannesburg, the Kyalami Circuit was built in 1961, and it's a classic undulating compact track nestled into a hillside. It's a fast, technical and inherently bumpy circuit. Kyalami means my home in the native language Zulu, and it was a warm homecoming welcome for last year's double winner here, Noriyuki Haga. He was without doubt the most popular rider in South Africa, and his run of bad form of late was expected to change at a circuit which has always suited the Ducati bike. The championship itself was heading towards the halfway point in the year, and after Monza, Leon Haslam's lead in the championship had dropped to just 3 points over Max Biaggi on the Aprilia. With Jonathan Rea, Leon Camier and the two Yamahas of Crutchlow and Tozen all on good form, the crowd knew they were in for a treat. South Africans are huge sports fans, and there was a festival-like atmosphere as the bikes returned to Kyalami. The World Cup soccer was just weeks away from coming to the African country, so this really was an exciting time for the sports-mad nation. Certainly a team coming to South Africa with their tails up were BMW after finishing Monza a week before with their first ever World Superbike podium, courtesy of Troy Corser. In a very short space of time, the German manufacturer has produced a potential world beater. Our resident expert Steve Marden has been part of the development of the BMW. He tells us more about the secret to its success.
It's BMW's turn this week, and we're lucky enough to be having a look at Troy Corser's number 11 machine. Very special. This is one of only 3 full factory efforts here in the World Superbike paddock. Practically everything you see on this motorcycle, including the swing arm, frame, electronics, complete engine, is made in-house at BMW. As a matter of fact, the only things that aren't made in-house are the rear shock absorber, front forks and the brakes. This bike is all about the engine though. There's some special technology inside this engine, and we're lucky enough this weekend to be able to talk to Rainer Baumel. He's going to explain a little bit more about it to us. So we're here with Rainer, and Rainer's going to tell us what is so special about this valve system.
Well, in comparison to a standard Japanese configuration, let's say, we are using finger followers instead of tablets, which allows us less mass on the moved parts of the valve train, which allows us at least a quicker opening and quicker closing. Also, this configuration or this package allows us a slightly better valve angle, so the valve angle between inlet and outlet valve is less, which gives us a chance to have a better combustion chamber.
Thank you very much, Rainer, and there you have it. That is what makes the BMW so special and why we're seeing it further up the field this year. Great job.
Well, the Superbikes weren't about to be overshadowed by the World Cup, and Super Bowl qualifying to decide the pole turned out to be the closest in the history of the sport. In the end, 5 riders split between just 1/10 of a second, with the pole eventually going to Britain's Cal Crutchlow on the Yamaha, his 3rd out of 6 rounds so far. He knew it wouldn't be easy though, as his teammate James Tozen was alongside him in a close 2nd place, with Checker and Fabrizio also on the front row. The disappointment for the local fans was that last year's popular 2-time winner had a terrible qualifying, and Haga would start from 16th position on the grid. So the riders lined up for race 1, and the question was, could Cal Crutchlow finally convert a pole position into his first ever World Superbike race win? Haslam, the championship leader, would start on the 2nd row, but so too would his arch-rival Max Biaggi. Fabrizio also knew that 11th in the championship wasn't good enough for his season, and he was out for his first race win of the season. Plenty to ride for then as we head to the start of race 1. The rumble in South Africa goes to great start, and away we go, and Tozen's away. Crutchlow got a terrible start. Corser's flying too, but number 91 also. Leon Haslam gets away well, but it's Fabrizio who takes the whole shot as they head into Penzol for the first time.
Haslam got an absolutely fantastic start from the 2nd row of the grid, and the reason I say that is because he's put himself in Max Biaggi, and for the championship that is exactly what he needs to do. Leon Camier also looks like in front of Max Biaggi at the moment.
Scasser's gone backwards slightly, he's down in 15th place. Marias, the local man, is in the top 16.
Checker moves through to 2nd now.
Good effort by Carlos Checa, and he is up for it right now. It's Carlos Checa, the Spaniard, winner of course in Australia, and moving up to second place as we head to finish this first lap. No jump start, so this is the real race. No problems for anybody out there right now as we head into the next turn, and I think this lap will give us a real indication of the kind of lap pace we should be on for most of the race. And my next question is, Fabrizio puts in a 1:38.3. Are we going to stay on that pace?
Not for the whole race, but 38.3 is a new lap record.
That's going to be pretty impressive, isn't it?
So pretty impressive for the first lap. So Fabrizio's certainly on it, up to the pace that he was on last year at least.
That is incredible, actually. Of course, standing start doesn't count, but that's the first real aggressive lap, and he's just smashed the lap record. He's on it. He's already got a 1.2-second lead. He really is flying at the moment.
The man who got shuffled back the most off the start was actually Crutchlow. He's from pole position. He's down in 8th position at the moment, and he's lost a lot of time. He is already 4.1 seconds off the lead.
Fabrizio's done it again at 1:38.1 this time. He's gone even faster, so he is absolutely flying, and he's just taken them another 10 out of Checa. It's now 1.3 seconds the gap.
Yeah, Marias is actually riding the sister bike of these two bikes here. It's the development bike that Alex Hoffman usually rides at all the test sessions, so it's good for him to get on that machine. It's not quite up to the same spec as those, but as we look at number 52 and 91 there, but anyway, doing the best he can.
Oh, and through goes Biaggi, just as we say that, into sunset. I was about to ask you where the obvious place to overtake was.
Well, it's got to be at the end of the straight with Biaggi, doesn't it? And that is exactly what he needed to do, because now he can start to chip away and close the gap up. Fabrizio, 38.6 that time around. Impressive, because everyone else in the 39s now.
Well, I'll tell you what, the championship leader needs to get by Tozen, because look who is coming.
Yeah, Biaggi that time around, 39.4, really starting to close the gap. 1 second the gap now between Haslam and Biaggi.
And literally, Tozen gets out of the way almost because he went wide there and has allowed Haslam through. That wasn't really an overtake. That was Tozen missing his braking point. And was that a signal to say sorry?
I think that might have been thanks.
Okay, maybe he was getting out of the way.
Yeah, because I think he understands the situation. Now we can see...
do you do that in a race? At a world championship?
I think Tozen probably doesn't want to get in the way of the championship fight. Now, if he's a real gentleman, he'll hold Biaggi up.
I predict that at the bottom of the mine shaft, as they flick right into the bowl, Biaggi will try up the inside. And he does. And he makes it.
Yeah, but will Tozen come back?
Yes. that's the end of my predictions. So JT really good through there, and he's having a fight with Biaggi and letting Haslam go. Haslam is enjoying this because he's pulling away and starting to catch with Checa.
The Brits are all good friends as well, so Tozen won't mind at all to hold Biaggi back. Tozen, another 40.1. He's got all sorts of trouble. And you can see how much that close has slowed Biaggi down, because Biaggi also 40.2 and Haslam back into the low 39, so he has made some ground.
Yeah, he definitely took a big hit, and now Biaggi can't get through. Now maybe down the mine shaft. He looked up the inside last time under power, and that Aprilia is mighty quick down the hill there. Yeah. But you have to be mighty brave to try it.
It's almost impossible to pass into that corner.
Here we go. Now, can he make it stick? Biaggi will try to stay as tight as he can. Done it again, classic. Tozen says, thank you very much, and back he goes. And this really will be frustrating Biaggi. And look what's happening. The concertina effect of this battle has allowed Cameo to catch up, and he's bringing Crutchlow with him. We're in for a four-way Aprilia-Yamaha battle. 4 Italian-prepared machines. And Steve, he needs to do it now. 8 laps to go after this. If he's not away from Cameo, Cameo's going to attack him again.
Yeah, well, Cameo's right there now. I mean, Tozen is really slowing this group down, and that just shows you how hard he is. Like, once again, on the brakes is hard, but Biaggi, this is where he's... Yep, he's done it.
Finally, Biaggi. Tozen's not giving in, and this is a great battle. Oh, James Tozen says, no, I am not giving up this spot. And I'll tell you what, he isn't done yet, James Tozen, but Biaggi's finally through, and Cameo senses an opportunity too. Here's another look at Troy, no, it's Ruben Zaus on Haga. Well, you said it was a pivotal weekend for him. It could end his season run. Really could. Here comes Ray, though. Here we go at West Bank. This is where Tozen's look particularly slow and catchable. And look at them, they're queuing up. 3 Brits trying to overtake the 4th.
Camia through.
Oh, and Camia goes through on the inside of Mineshaft, first time.
But also Johnny Ray.
Johnny Ray's one too. Fantastic racing, and Ray goes past both of them. If he holds it tight now, that'll be an incredible manoeuvre, and he does so. Jonathan Ray. Michel Fabrizio, he led right from the get-go, has never looked back. Right from the first lap, he put a second between him and Checker, and it's just been that way the whole race long. Picture perfect in South Africa for Fabrizio. He takes race 1 win, and that is going to be a massive, massive boost to this Ducati team, who've been under enormous pressure over the last few weeks.
This track for Ducati is perfecto, perfect, and this race is very, very difficult for Carlos. I look my tabella. Peoples, yes. And 1 second. Fuck. Oh, sorry.
An excellent flag-to-flag victory then for Michel Fabrizio, who controlled the race right from the start to take his first race win of the year and move him from 11th to 8th in the championship. Haslam's podium ahead of Biaggi in 4th could also prove crucial in the final reckoning as they head towards the second half of the year. On then to race 2, and a few tweaks here and there, and perhaps the race would prove to be a little closer, with several riders making changes to their setup to get the best out of this very technical circuit. Cal Crutchlow would be hoping for a much better start off the line in pole as we head to the start of race 2. Here we go, the light goes out, Checker gets away well, and in fact he could be penalised for that jump earlier.
Biaggi got a great start too,
wow.
and Haslam, and look at Haslam.
Haslam and Biaggi, the 2 championship contenders right out front. Checker with a bit of a stutter.
But Checker's in front of Fabrizio now, that bodes well for him too.
Into Nashua for the first time, everybody cleanly through the first 2 corners.
Fabrizio got a shocker of a start from second on the grid.
Haslam is a superb starter. See where he started on the grid, second row.
He had to do it. He absolutely had to do it. There's Johnny Ray. He's got a good start.
Great start by Johnny Ray as well. He's up into 4th place here in the early stages at the head to clubhouse for the first time. Better start also from Jakob Schmerz. He's up there in the top 10. But look at Haslam trying to build on that lead early on.
Look at Ray.
Oh, Johnny Ray.
And he's going to go past. He's gone past. Look at
that.
that.
Second place, boy. When he likes to overtake, he likes to do it in bunches.
He does, doesn't he? But looks like number 3 machine looking up the inside again. But Johnny Ray, what a brilliant start from him. Whatever they've done to that machine, they've got it working on the first lap at least.
Welcome to the British Championship again. There's 2 Brits hit the front. Leon Haslam and Jonathan Ray, 2 of the great youngster superstars of Great Britain, and they've got the great Max Biaggi right behind them.
Yeah, and I just want to compare the first lap. The first lap of Haslam, 43.7. Race 1, look at that, he goes past, check.
Fantastic.
Johnny Ray takes the lead.
Jonathan Ray of Northern Ireland hits the front.
Well, he's certainly got the pace now. But the first lap of race 1, 42.7 by Fabrizio. The first lap of race 2, 43.7. So they're a second lap slower on the first flying lap.
Now this is more like Assen, more like Monza. Much more of a freight train, and let's hope it stays nice and tight. And I've got a feeling it just might, because there's no way in 4th place Fabrizio's going to let him go. Checker's not far off, and Crutchlow's coming. No, Leon keeps pretty tight on the bike, and I think that's his skill, is that he's quite a small guy, and he's able to just manoeuvre the bike exactly where he wants it. And his balance, he's been on a bike since he was 0, and he's got perfect poise on a bike for sure.
Definitely. Through Sunset they go again. Very bumpy that corner, doesn't look it on TV, but I can assure you.
It's bumpy when there's 3 of you next to each other.
Biaggi goes through.
Oh, just about a club. He clubbed his way through there, quite literally, on Leon Haslam. So championship takes a little change there, and Fabrizio might get the idea that this is a bit of fun and might even try to catch Biaggi himself.
Yeah, it's about now that the tyres lose that initial grip that they have from being new, and the guys are having to start to muscle with the machines, and through goes Crutchlow.
Nice move on Crutchlow by Crutchlow on the race winner from race 1, and Biaggi makes an attempt and makes it stick.
Good move, but Johnny Ray's back up the inside, and I'm sure he's not going to let him pass.
It has them lots of it too. Nicely done. Anything you can do better.
And Johnny Ray will know that that's going to happen next time out, so it won't leave that door open for Biaggi.
What I love about...
Hang on, Biaggi's got another good run up the hill.
He has got a very good
Look
run.
at that, he's up the inside. But Johnny Ray is so tough on the brakes.
Yeah, and we're starting to see a lot more physical now, movement on the bikes and the riders as they fight to hold them in position. And the tyre's starting to go. Here's what happened to Sheridan.
Just, yeah, loses the front into, oh, nasty crash. Nasty crash. But he's up and okay.
Bats as well.
Just lost the front end going into the S's there.
That was a massive one.
Heading to the United States, Honda have got to have their tails up because, of course,
Haslam's
got up the inside of Biaggi. Take that, Massimo! Oh, no.
Hold it. Yes, he's done it.
Let it stick.
Biaggi just got a bit of a wobble on coming out of that corner as they go into the S's. Now Biaggi's going to be desperate to try and get a move back past. Haslam has to go for broke now and try and get past Johnny Ray as soon as possible.
Easier said than done.
Easier said than done, yeah. I think if Haslam can get past Johnny Ray, which is not easy, and I think if he's going to do it, he's going to do it up into here again. Look, there he goes. And he's done it.
Haslam takes the lead.
Can he hold it nice and tight?
For 2 seconds.
Didn't work.
No, but that's a good move, and Haslam showed his hand a little bit there at Clubhouse.
Through here, but Johnny Ray is so fast into there. Johnny Ray, to be fair, is good on the brakes through here, but Biaggi up the inside, and Haslam nearly loses the front end too.
Yeah, Haslam looks to be struggling more than any of the other three riders at the moment. I say that, thanks very much, Commentator's Blake. Takes that back off me. Into the last corner. This is a fantastic battle at the front here. Checker's right on the back of it now.
Crutchway's right on the back of that too. Let's have a look at the times this time round. Well, if I was Biaggi right then, I'd be lining that up. That's where I would pass Haslam on the last lap, because what I saw then was I saw Haslam go wide to try and dive up the inside of Johnny Ray. At that point, that's when, if I was Biaggi, I'd dive up the inside of Haslam. So Leon better not leave that door open on the last lap.
Well, we're about fastly approaching.
Up the inside he goes.
Oh, he does it. He's gone too wide.
No, he hasn't. He's held it.
No, he hasn't.
He's held it.
Has he?
Yes, he has.
Just.
But number 91's in front.
Haslam holds just about though, but boy did he go wide. He really had to muscle that back. And we now head towards the last lap here. Round 6 of the World Superbikes, and it hasn't disappointed. Kyalami has once again come up trumps. Haslam leads the way as he's led the championship all season long. But will Ray come back in the last lap, Steve? Ollie and his wife can barely watch as they head towards the finish, and Leon Haslam is headed for another famous victory for the Pocket Rocket. It looks as though Jonathan Ray's under extreme pressure from Biaggi, but I don't think Biaggi's going to get past. 2 corners to go. Leon Haslam of Great Britain.
Haslam's got it under control. If he can just hold it together until the end, he's going to get another win.
Leon Haslam, the Lion from Great Britain, is going to do it here in the biggest game reserve of all. Kyalami coming out of the last corner. It is Leon Haslam who takes victory. Ray holds on to take second, just over Biaggi. What a race, and Crutchlow takes 4. Checker takes 5th, and Tosin in the end got up to 6th place. But we can see how important that race was to Leon Haslam.
That is the best race win I've seen him have of the 3 he's had so far.
On extreme pressure, and also not leading all the way by any means. That was tactical, that was thought out. That was quite brilliant.
I'll tell you what, most of all, he had to do it, and he did it. That is the stroke for champion.
It was do or die, wasn't it? It was a case of either now or never. Yeah, does he like that? Does he like that?
Brilliant stuff.
2:22, he now leads. And I'll tell you what, that is a huge breathing space compared to 3 points start of the weekend. I think Ollie's tears say it all. 2:22 to Biaggi's 2:07.
It was definitely a tough one, that, but you know, Johnny and Max rode awesome, and you know, the pace was, everyone was on the same pace, and to make a move and to make it stick was, you know, was really difficult. And you know, we made a few changes for race 2, and it was definitely better. It was just as hard to ride, but definitely come up trumps again this weekend.
With the World Cup coming to South Africa, Leon Haslam's special World Cup tribute helmet shone brightly in the South African sunshine as Leon Haslam put on his best performance of the year in extremely tough conditions. The win gives him a comfortable lead now as the series heads to the halfway point at Salt Lake City in 2 weeks' time. Three men have dominated this year's Supersport Series. Spain's Juan Lascaux, former champion Kenan Sofuoglu of Turkey, and Ireland's Eugene Labadie. But Labadie is the man on form at the moment, having won the last two races at Monza and Assen. And he looked good to make it 3 in a row as he won here by 17 seconds last year and took the pole again this year. Let's head to the start and see if the luck of the Irish was on his side in South Africa. And got the lights away, they go. Sofuoglu gets an absolute flyer and dives into the lead ahead of Eugene Labadie. A brilliant start by the Turk. Boy, was he at it then.
Lascaux got a good start too. Exactly what he needed to do is Lascaux sits in 4th position and Eugene Labadie needs to get a move on. This is normally when Eugene Labadie, and there he is, right on the back wheel of Sofuoglu, makes the most of his race in the first few laps.
Yeah, it's probably what Sofuoglu learned from Monza, that don't give Labadie an inch at the start.
You cannot, you definitely cannot. But look at Eugene already looking for a way to dive up the inside into Sunset.
Yeah, Gino Ria was the man on the move there also in the mid-pack there. Out of Sunset they come into Clubhouse, and amazingly, look at that, straight into the lead goes Labadie.
That's exactly what he needs to do, because now, if we look at history, he normally pulls out a 1 or a 2 second lead gap, then he can just maintain that if he's in the right mood, and it looks to me like he's in the mood at the moment.
He's almost as tall as Leon Camier, Chaz Davis, but he manages to hold on to it and keep himself nice and tightly tucked in to that triumph.
Kenan Sofuoglu nearly gets the lap record. He actually is quicker than Labadie that time round. 41.054. Kenan Sofuoglu, the old lap record, 41.053.
That bodes well. Harm still circulating well in 6th place, just ahead of the championship leader. And this is a bit of a disaster, really, so far, for the man from Spain, who is all the way down in 7th place, and that's not good.
No, Fujiwara starting to drift back as well. He was up in 4th, he's in 4th position, but 42.0 from him. He's almost a second lap slower than the guys in front of him at the moment. Pirro also unable to stay on the pace of Eugene Labadie and Kenan Sofuoglu up the front at the moment.
Yeah, Labadie just squeezing it on now at the halfway point and making his point, which is he's in control. And that's what I admire about Eugene Labadie's style in terms of how his racecraft is such that he likes to go out and control a race. And this is sort of a la Doohan. Doohan's style was, you know, he didn't care about the rest of the competition. He worked on what he was doing and liked to control from the front. And the two Hondas of Roccoli and Ria have got past Fujiwara, and Salom's going next. Legreve's queuing up, and right behind him is Preat in 12th place. So Miguel Preat is also looking for away chances. Fujiwara is like a wounded impala out there at the moment and not going too fast.
Yeah, he's certainly Fujiwara is the one at the moment causing the problems for everyone. Legreve is going to be the next man past him. And there he goes up the inside at the top of the hills.
No problems from the knee injury, clearly. So the other triumph going good.
Labadie has broken back in this race. He's managed to pull away from him a couple of attempts every lap. And at 2.4 seconds, I would be surprised if Kenan Sofuoglu would let the gap get to that.
Oh no! Roccoli goes down! And that was...
just lost the front end at the top of the hill there. See if we can get a replay of that, but it went in way too hot.
He's okay, thankfully.
No, he's fine. I mean, it's quite a soft place to crash there. There's a lot of runoff. Everything's okay. He's just obviously very, very disappointed that he just held the front brake lever on that little bit too long and turned the wheel in, and bang, down she went. There we go. He tips in and bang, just loses the front. Too much front brake pressure with too much angle, and loses the front, and now he's thinking, why did I do that?
Looks
Whoa! That was a big move.
Big moment. Yeah. Looks like Legreve and Salom putting the pressure on Harms.
That was Legreve at his best there. Almost a massive high side. Just got lucky with that one.
Yeah, this is a fantastic run by the Red Bull man. He really does have wings at the moment. Out of the last corner, Eugene Labadie wins in South Africa and gives an almighty wheelie to celebrate it. That is class, that is style, and that is Eugene Labadie on a high. Sofuoglu finishes 4 seconds down, 2nd place, and Chaz Davis takes what looks like a very strong 3rd place. Labadie makes it 3 in a row and moves to 2nd in the championship. Kenan Sofoglu's 2nd means he now leads the championship by a slender 1 point, as they head now to one of his favourite tracks, at Salt Lake City in the USA. Juan Lascourse drops from first to third, and he will hope that the next high-altitude circuit sees him higher up the order next time round. Once again, Kyalami was one of the highlights of the season. A great track, close racing, and a festival-like atmosphere from the crowd. Next up, the World Superbike Series heads to the other side of the world, but remains at high altitude as we head now to the mountains of Utah and the Miller Motorsport Park to Salt Lake City. Superbikes is coming to America. Until then, from me, Jonathan Green, goodbye for now.